start off with the shambolic headlines.
SHA, rip off.
Yes.
Hey, unajua kuna mtu alikuja mpaka akahesabu hapa. SHA, 3. And then 3-word headline. Wanasema sleaze loading. In an unprecedented turn, less than a year after the Social Health Authority started paying claims by hospitals for services rendered, in the footsteps of the NHIF, the process has sparked public outrage. Little-known hospitals associated with senior government officials have been paid huge amounts, ranging in the millions of shillings, but not commensurate with the services they offer. You see, remember vile kulikuwa na delay ya uptake ya SHA.
Yes.
Yet there's a hospital that was paid 55 million shillings in December, less than 2 months after it was rolled out.
Yeah.
You wonder, okay, what services did they offer for them to actually get that kind of amount? But perhaps the most controversial is this one, Ladnan Hospital, which received over 220 million shillings cumulatively. Now the problem with this is the ownership. The person running SHA, Abdi Mohammed, yes, the current chair SHA, he was a founder member of that, but he left.
Yes.
He sold his stake there. But either way, see, now that connection still is problematic. That's the main story there.
I think now what baffles me is the comment by the Health Cabinet Secretary, Ndwale, says, the Social Health Authority Chair, Abdi Mohammed, used to own Ladnan Hospital, but he no longer owns it. So there's no conflict of interest. Yeah. So relax. Msijali, guys, relax.
Najua Kenyans, by the way, hata mtu ambie nini. Nani hawa watu walituambia there's a shortage of fools in Kenya. There's definitely a shortage of fools in Kenya. Anyway, that's the main story there, and they've given it quite some prominence on page 4. Say SHA promised quality medical care, but it bleeds taxpayers' funds. Should read more about what's happening to SHA. And this has definitely become a big discussion going forward.
Yes.
Because ile pesa watu wanakatwa ni mingi, na watu wanauliza, hey, is our money safe? People don't mind as long as they get good services, especially healthcare. But hey, ukianza kusikia ni kama pesa zinaenda to hospitals that don't exist, hospitals that are not in operation, and that's definitely questions are being asked there.
Up here, page 4, I'm finding the due diligence of listing the hospitals that received the highest SHA claims. So you can take a look at that, and have you ever visited one of these hospitals? Now, Kambiwa Pole.
You see, what happened was, all this information was public. Yeah. You could access that portal and see which hospitals have received what amount. But because of all this problem, now they've taken that down. You cannot see how much is being paid out for now. Of course, the other story is Katiba at 15. The Standard says gloom at 15. Matters 2010 Constitution on trial. As the country prepares to mark Katiba Day tomorrow, following President William Ruto's declaration, a cloud of gloom continues to envelop its implementation as his administration strengthens violations, selectively implementing what favors it, and races towards establishing a vindictive and authoritarian presidency. That's according to the The Standard, rather. All right. Kule nyuma maswala ya football, kandanda, but there's a player here who plays for Cranes, the Ugandan team, and FC Leopards is interested in his services. So hiyo ndiko pale nyuma. Wengine
alafu leo ni leo.
Leo ndio kuna Madagascar.
Yes.
Versus Sudan.
Who will you support?
Pata sijui sasa. I think the other semi-final at 8:30 is better. Morocco versus Senegal. That's a big one. Being played in Uganda, Kampala. Hey, that's a big one. All right. Tutangoja tuone hapa, mimi niko tu neutral. Let us see now. Who do you support?
For Madagascar versus Sudan? Sudan.
Sababu Madagascar walifanyia Harambee Stars ile kitu.
No, on Friday I was watching that game. Definitely Harambee Stars was the better.
Oh yes, we scored a goal yenye mpaka saa hii sijaelewa.
No, even how Harambee Stars was playing that game, when I look at even how Madagascar was playing this game, and even other games that Sudan has played, Sudan has a better form than Madagascar, according to me.
Umekuwa analyst wa mpira.
Mimi najuanga maneno.
Acha tuangazie masuala ya SHA sasa tutaelewa. 10 billion shilling fraud plot exposes SHA woes. The LCS has revealed the conspiracy to steal from the Social Health Authority, saying authorities had blocked 10 billion bogus claims by corrupt hospitals, which raises queries on the scale and potential of undetected looting. So you see what the standard has gone with is direct, hawa ndio pesa imeenda huko. Hawa wanasema ni kweli kuna mahali kuna pesa inaenda. So the Auditor General has also criticized procurement of the 104.8 billion shilling digital system. If at all you have a digital system that's worth this much, why are we having problems with the loopholes? Paisa inapotea. As long as it's digital footprint, lazima utapata tu. Kweli. His Highness the Aga Khan lands in Nairobi for a 3-day visit, and you can see him there pictured with the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi. Hapa nini ingine nimeona katiba at 15 iko hapa chini.
Pia maneno ya UHC medics, they've been on strike for quite a long time, so probably some good news for them pale.
That's a Daily Nation.
Kwenye gazeti la Taifa Leo, maneno ya SHA bado, wasema SHA ni sakata juu ya sakata. Waziri Duale asema serikali imekataa kulipa shilingi bilioni 10.6 kwa vituo vya afya baada ya kugundua ulaghai kama vile hospitali kuwasilisha madai mara 2 kwa huduma moja na kudai malipo ya kulazwa kwa wagonjwa wasiolazwa. Sema Duale asema zaidi ya hospitali 1,000 zimewasilisha stakabadhi za kitapeli kwa SHA.
Yani,
hospitali 1,000.
People just want to steal.
Yes, from and the sick thing is they're stealing from the sick.
Tunakatwa pesa hii, it's very painful, and then hospitals just plan how to defraud the system.
They sit down in a boardroom meeting and they say, this is how we're going to do this.
Alafu nasema ni God mazi. Haya, pale juu Tuju asema nia ya kujiuzulu Jubilee si kiti cha kisiasa. Lakini me I wonder what's the big deal with him resigning from Jubilee? Now he's doing interviews. Why? Because he resigned from Jubilee Party.
Political mileage, really.
Alafu nasema ataki kiti na tafuta political mileage. Wewe unatuambia nini?
Maadhimisho ya Katiba Day ni Agosti 27. Rais Ruto atangaza siku ya kesho kuwa kumbukumbu ya katiba ya mwaka 2010. Lakini ukumbuke haitakuwa likizo. Utakuwa ukielekea kazini kama kawaida ifanya kumbukumbu hiyo. Pia nauliza kina nani wataingia finali CHAN. Senegali na Morocco, Sudan na Madagascar kwa wapepetana katika nusu finali leo. Kwingineko masuala ya siasa kule Nyanza, vilio ODM inapendelea Were Kasipul. Sema baadhi ya wawaniaji walalamika mbona wa marehemu anabebwa kupata ubunge.
But walimwahidi, walisema hii tutakupatia hii kazi uendelee.
Na yote ni siasa tu.
Hiyo chama ikishaenda hivyo imeenda hivyo.
Ndio vidokezo katika gazeti la Taifa Leo. On People Daily,
Gachagua factor matters, politics and the return of the former deputy president definitely muddying the waters, the political waters. Gachagua factor, the by-elections real test. By-elections are coming up in November. Na DCP imesema itaweka candidates kila mahali. Hata huko Malava. Acha tuone kutaenda namna gani. DCP takes on Titans. This is the newest party, ready to take on ODM and UDA, which are the biggest political parties in parliament right now. Other stories, Jane Kihara, the defiant, fearless Ruto critic, still matters politics. Na pale juu, hits and misses as Constitution marks 15th anniversary. In fact, they insist that their focus is on politics, people and politics. Deep state. People Daily.
Tuangalie maneno mengine. Now get this, there's a draft law that is going to give lifetime medical cover, diplomatic passports for judges. Na politicians uko kwa hiyo foleni, anahopia wataland kwa hiyo.
Judges wakipata waseme atao, me once I become an MP and I leave office, I need lifetime medical cover.
This is going to be very lucrative to be a member of parliament. Ile, you're not just looking for at that time. You're vying to be a member of parliament for the long term.
Yes.
You know,
your retirement is sorted.
Even if I'm going to, atakama nitafanya one term, I know I have a diplomatic passport. I'm good.
Itakuwa ngumu kiasi. Diplomatic passport for some of these people when tunawajua itakuwa ngumu. Right. So that's the main story there. Yes. Other stories, evicted 8 times in a year inside the toll of queer activism in Kenya. Man wrongly jailed for 10 years over wife's murder gets freedom. And now Fatuma Aidan turned football into a weapon for change. So today being a Tuesday, this paper is not for sale. And it comes with a complimentary MyGov pullout for government tenders and job opportunities. So grab yourself a free copy of the Star. Hata kama wameandika bei hapa, fresh, independent, different, leo ni bure.
Yes. On the back page of this daily, there's a very interesting story. Sema KCB coach Matano, Robert Matano, and sema fans should spill the CHAN passion into Kenyan Premiership. And I totally agree with him. On Friday, I was at Kasarani Stadium, and I can tell you, and actually, the age gap that was there was between 18 to around my mid-20s. There were so many young people there who came to watch that game. And the whole dream is if we can actually channel sportsmanship. Yes. And actually people now starting to know by name the names.
Because you don't even know the Harambee Stars players by name.
Yes. Right. At least watu wameanza kujua. So anza kujua your Shabana FC players now.
Okay, tukimalizia Business Daily, Japan takes on China with cheaper loans planned for Africa, financing to be redirected from Southeast Asia. China overtook Japan as Kenya's top foreign lender in 2013, and Japan is trying to overturn that. Will they be successful? Rising prices fuel smartphone financing boom. Watu wanatafuta simu kweli kweli.
Yes, me included.
Yes, hata unataka simu ingine. On the ticker, BOC Kenya net profit up 169%, and T-bill stock drops by the largest margin. That's business. Tuangazie wachoraji wanasemaje. Just a reminder, Titus Lote